Hello everybody, welcome back. Now we're going to switch out a three-way switch. So what a three-way switch is, it allows you to control a light from two different locations. So in this case, the light in the laundry room, I could turn on when I'm in the kitchen, and as I'm leaving the house, I could switch it off over here instead of having to go back to the kitchen in order to turn it off. So we have our two light switches we changed already. Check and make sure the power is off again. And testing against the live outlet to make sure that the tester is working. So we can confirm there's no hot wires in there. Now again, we're just going to follow along, and we're just going to replace the wires exactly where they were before. We're going to use simple tools, flathead screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver, needle nose pliers, wire stripper. And the great thing about the new outlets and the new light switches, they have Phillips head screws, so you could actually use a power tool on them to make things go a little faster. So let's take out the old one using a flathead screwdriver. Back off the screw until it's loose. I'm going to come out of the box, give ourselves some room to work with. Now the reason I said that I like using the light switches that have this little, it's like a little border around the switch. When you put on your new plate, fits in there, gives it a nice cleaner look. The other light switches, slightly cheaper, don't have this little border, and you're left with a gap around here. So it doesn't look as nice. So we have our old switch, and we're gonna line up the colors. You see how this is color coded? We have a gold screw, a black screw, a gold screw, and the green is your ground. So we're going to do the same orientation. In this case, gold on top, black on bottom. Start out with the first wire. And again, these were connected with that quick connect at the back of the receptacle. Sometimes you could pull out. If not, we're going to cut the wire. You want to strip a ½ an inch up to 3/4 of an inch wire. Grab our pliers, make a nice little hook. This way we could hook it. Remember, keeping our orientation. Gold on top, black on bottom. Hook this around the terminal. If we need to, use our pliers again, just to tighten up that hook a little bit. So it closes around the screw. And now, because it's a newer light switch, we can switch to our Phillips head. Tying it down. It's our first terminal. We go to the next one. Black screw. Again, we'll just snip it right off the old one. Strip off ½ an inch to 3/4. also has a little hook. So as you can see how easy this work is. As a homeowner, don't be afraid to just switch out your switches. Now what I like to do is when I'm going to be painting a room and it still has all the original switches and plates and everything, I take off all the plates. I paint the room, that way I don't have to tape off the plate, mask it, cut in the lines, and then I just replace all the switches and the plates. And you have everything nice, new, and clean. In this case, I'm not going to be painting this room anytime soon, but I'll switch out the light switches and the plate just so that it matches the rest of the switches and plates in the house. And you could, of course, use your wire stripper to make a hook as well. Going back around. Hook it around this terminal. Tighten up our hook a little bit so it's secure. Tighten down our screw. And finally, we are on the ground wire. That little cut. Reposition the wire a little bit to make it easier to put back in the box. The hook. Put it on the screw. Do a little bit longer hook, that way it's easier to tighten up. There we go. Tighten our ground wire. And there we have it, our three-way switch is on. Squeeze all the wires back into the box. Line up your screws with the box. Start threading them on. And again, like I said, because these are the newer switches, they have the Phillips head. Go ahead, use some power tools. Tying everything up. You don't want to make it crazy tight. You don't want to over tighten them. Just tighten up. We get our. Make sure I have all the screws for our plate. So our new plate came with these nice painted screws, so it's going to give us a nice finish. Get our plate on. Just move the switches around. So that they get nice and secure. We'll secure this one screw first, and as you tighten these, it also helps to bring the light switch to the plate, which fills in that gap. So we'll put that on loosely. Make the adjustments to the next one. Might take a little fiddling around with to make sure you got the screw in the hole that's in the light switch, but there we go. Get that one in place. Tying it down a little bit so it holds. And the final one. There we go. See, this is what I mean with that little shield. Gives you a little bit of a cleaner look. If you didn't have the switch with this little shield, then you'd have a bit of a gap over here and it just doesn't look as nice. So we'll just finish up putting our screws on. Switch that one to on because it's going to be on all the time. And we're just putting them on lightly at first. Get our little shield guard back in place so that nobody accidentally turns off the outdoor light. Okay, one more. All right, got the last screw. Now we can start tightening them up. You don't want to go crazy tight, just hand tight. And also, if you're working on your own house, make it look nice. You want to take some pride in your work. There we go. All of our screws aligned vertically. Nice and neat. And that's it. Thanks again, everybody. Please like and subscribe, and take care.